My name is Dr. Esther Trufan, and in this video, I will talk about one of my favorite topics in the lab, fire. In order for something to burn, it needs three components. First, it needs a fuel, something that will sustain the combustion process and will help convert itself into some form of energy as heat or as light. The other ingredient is oxygen. Without oxygen, there is no burning. And oxygen by itself is a great oxidizing agent, but there are other sources of oxygen. Any compound that contains oxygen can be a good oxidizer, but it's not limited to that. If you ever have access to pure fluorine, that will be an excellent oxidizer because it even burns water. And finally, it requires heat. And all of these three components come together beautifully in our experiment that involved sodium nitrate, paper, and a hot piece of metal wire. Because in that case, our fuel was paper or cellulose. Our oxidizer was the sodium nitrate, which at fairly high temperatures of 500 to 800 degrees Celsius easily decomposes to produce sodium nitrite and oxygen. And that concentrated source of oxygen will help burn the fuel. But we need a third ingredient, and that is the heat. The introduction of heat in the form of that hot metal wire is the one that initiates the reaction between our fuel or paper and our oxidizer or sodium nitrate. The other important consideration here, and the reason why in our demonstration we have to try the piece of paper, is that heat that is introduced by that piece of metal needs to be used only for this reaction. If the piece of paper is wet, the water has a very high specific heat capacity that will cause that heat to dissipate very quickly, and the heat of the hot piece of metal will, instead of initiating the reaction, be used to either warm the water that is soaked in the piece of paper or to evaporate it first, and then any leftover may be used for initiating this reaction. Overall, though, every time you choose to create fire, remember the three components: have fuel, have oxidizer, and a source of heat to begin your reaction. And then the reaction between the fuel and the oxygen will generate enough heat to keep your combustion going until you run out of either your fuel or your oxidizer.